All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started with today's marketing training. We are just about finished. We are on steps 10 and 11 of your strategic marketing plan, So today what we are going to discuss is step 10, constructing the campaign center, and step 11, develop the project center. So before we get into it, does anybody have any questions, or do they have anything that they want to go over from previous trainings, just so we can get everyone up to date? All right. Well, what I'm going to do is do just a quick review of what we have done so far. Give me one quick second. I seem to have, there we go. Because I want to just get everyone updated. And as always, I want to thank Miss Pam Norris for always sending in her homework assignments every single time. She has sent in every single one of her homework assignments. So every single step that we have done, she has completed and sent over to us. So far, what we have discussed, we've discussed completing a marketing assessment, conducting your discovery research. We've discussed calculating your marketing budget, both your projected budget and your actual budget, and then preparing a budget for the following year. We've discussed building a marketing scorecard. We've discussed setting prime goal values, defining and segmenting your audience, creating profile personas, cataloging your accelerators, which are basically assets that you can leverage to accelerate the success of your campaign. We've discussed establishing milestones, different things that you can use along the way. And now we're going to discuss constructing a campaign center. Now, what is a campaign? A campaign is a series of projects designed to achieve a specific goal. Your campaigns have target audiences, timelines, and budgets. And there are typically two types of campaigns. You have your builders and your drivers. So again, your campaign it's a series of projects designed to achieve a goal. So while you have this huge goal with your strategic marketing plan, there are little goals within that big goal to help walk you to where you need to go. So again, there we go. So again, a campaign is a series of projects designed to achieve a specific goal, and your campaigns have a target audience, timeline, and budgets within that. And there are two types of campaigns. You have your builder campaign and your driver campaign. Now, your builder campaign, the builders are recurring campaigns that lay the groundwork for future success. So that will be such things as your blogs, your social engagements, your podcasts, things of that nature, a free ebook that you put out. These are all designed and created to expand assets on an ongoing basis. So if you're doing a strategic marketing plan specifically to build your brand, incorporate a blogging campaign, incorporate a social engagement campaign, a podcasting campaign. Incorporate all of those. And how would you do that? Your blog will help you build your brand. Again, your blog, your podcast, it makes you the expert in that content matter. So what you do is you strategically write blogs or do podcast episodes. Have a schedule on when you're going to upload those. And again, these are ongoing campaigns. These are the builder campaigns. So with your blog, how can someone give me an example of how you would use your blog as a builder campaign for your brand or your product? Or how can you even, if you have a brand and you're about to release a product, how can you use the blog builder campaign that you started for your brand How can you incorporate that into your strategic marketing plan for a product you have coming out?
Deanna?
Go ahead, Ms. Pam. Yes, ma'am.
So I find that the blogs engage others in conversation around the topic. So when you put out a blog, it's an invitation to communicate back to your company around whatever issue it is you're going to talk about. So if it's a new product, you want to ask people about what their needs are, what their interest is, what they're doing, what they may have heard is happening out in the bigger world that you may not even be aware of. You want them to share information with you, as well as give you feedback on what you're telling them you're planning to do. And they might say, oh, that sounds good. You know, you should think about adding this, or did you know that over in India they're doing that? You know, you should check that out. That might be some place you can connect with. So it's, for me, blogs are communication, open up communication lines with the public that I don't know.
All right, Ms. Pam. As usual, you kill it every time. So thank you very much. So yes, that is an amazing way to use a blog on an ongoing basis as a recurring campaign builder. And that's another thing, social engagement. You literally took your blog and did two different things with it. You used it to help build your brand. Then you took it and you're using it as social engagement, like you said, a way to communicate with your audience. Do you guys know how many people would prefer to read a blog instead of going through their Facebook page? You have blogs are the new newspapers. Some people, instead of opening up a newspaper, they take their phone and they swipe through a blog. Some people would prefer to sit down and read for 3 to 5 minutes, then go through their timeline on their Facebook page and have to deal with the extra stuff. And you can engage with them because on your blog, there's places for people to be able to leave comments. They can ask questions. You can engage with them. And social engagement is also a builder campaign. One of the greatest ways, another way you can do that is the 3-3-3 technique. That's social engagement. And do it on every platform. Don't just minimize it to just one specific platform. Learn each platform. Yes, you are going to have your favorite platform. Yes, you are going to have more engagement on one platform than the other. But learn all of your platforms, because in learning all of your platforms, you'll learn all of your audiences, because each platform has a different audience. So thank you very much, Ms. Pam, for breaking down blogging and how you can use that as a builder campaign. So when it comes to your podcast, who can give me an example of how you can use your podcast as a reoccurring campaign, a builder campaign, something that you can use on an ongoing basis?
This is John. I find podcasts and blogs are a great way more to showcase that you're knowledgeable in that areas. And what that does is that when people start seeing that all this knowledge that you're sharing in both platforms, that when you start presenting that product that you may have coming out, they look towards you because you seem to be the expert in that area, and they gravitate towards that, is the way I look at them.
And you're very right. That's exactly what it does. So when you are using your blogs and your podcasts as builder campaigns, which show you are the expert in that field, how does that help you with your brand and your social engagement? How does that help you really put out a campaign? How does that help you with your marketing? And you guys don't have to answer this question. I want you, when you develop your strategic marketing plan and you go in there and you start writing out what can you use as a builder campaign within this? Ask yourself this question: how can I use this to continue with my ongoing basis of my branding and my building? Now, your driver campaigns, let me see. You can use a book as a builder campaign, because what you can take, like you've seen us do with Antonio, you can take certain quotes out of the book, create graphics for it, and post it. What that does is that keeps it in their mind that, oh yeah, they are expert in this. Oh yeah, they are expert in that. And that's a consistent way, that's a consistent way of building your brand. That's a consistent way of, on an ongoing basis, especially if you focus in your niche. Of course, your books are going to be in your niche. Your ebooks are going to be in your niche, because you can always rotate those ebooks. Like, hey guys, check this out. Oh, remember this? Hey, check this out. And then when you have a product coming out that's associated with that ebook or that book, it's already in their minds. They're already remembering, oh, I remember when they wrote that book. Oh, now they have this coming out. Oh, and it's just like the book. Oh, yeah. So think, when you are creating your strategic marketing plans, think of all of the things that are that you can use as a builder campaign. And remember, builders are recurring campaigns that lay the groundwork for future success. And I'll put this in chat for you. Builders are recurring campaigns that lay the groundwork for future success. And so now we're going to move on to our driver campaigns. Now, your driver campaigns, those are the ones that capitalize on existing assets to generate short-term returns and are often conducted over 1 to 3 month periods. So this could be a webinar. This could be, let me see, you have your webinars. It can also be a book. It can be an ad that you're currently running for something, 1 to 3 periods. And again, it's you capitalize on existing assets. So you can take a book that you have, do it this way. You can take a webinar and do that. Your sales funnels, your sales funnels. It's escaping my mind right now, guys. Please forgive me. Your sales funnels, your landing pages. There we go. So sorry. You can create a landing page and create a driver campaign with your landing page for a webinar, for a product, the particular product that you're looking to sell at that time. You can use it for that as well. And what this does is it generates short-term returns very quickly. So if you combine both of them, you can use your builder to build your brand, and you can use your driver within that campaign to get a quick ROI. And another way you can think of it, think of your builders as marathons and your drivers as sprints. When you're doing your marathons, it's a little bit longer. You take your time when you're doing your marathon. You have everything together. You want to make sure that you don't overexert yourself. You don't want to do too much. Your sprints, quick, fast, in a hurry. Let's get it done. Let's get it in there. Let's hurry up. I want to beat this person over here. So if you think of it that way, it'll help you as well. So again, think of your builders, your podcasts, your blogs, anything like that, your books. You can think of those as your marathons, and think of your drivers as your sprints, the ones where you go in there, the gun goes off, and you move as fast as you can to get to where you need to go. So does anybody have any questions at this point? All right. All right. Boss Man said he is ready to roll.
Also, Hey, y'all, I'm here. But 1:30, I'm sending you information. You need to sign this one up at 1:30.
Awesome.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to send it to you. And we go out.
Okay. So during the planning process, you want to ensure that your campaigns align with marketing goals, audiences, personas, accelerators, and marketing milestones. All those things we talked about before. So when you create your builder campaign, at the very beginning, that's when you want to start creating, after you've created your personas, after you know your audience, after you have your marketing goal in place, and you have your accelerators. What accelerators can you use to really, for your builders? So we have discussed that your accelerators are your audience list, your content, your events, digital marketing properties like your websites and your mobile apps, any partnerships that you may have, any speaking engagements or sponsorships that you do. And for those who don't remember, your accelerators are basically assets that can be leveraged to accelerate success and fuel your marketing campaign. So in your builder campaign, you can take your content, your ebooks, your white papers, and you can, and those that match with that campaign, you can use those to help keep a reoccurring campaign going. Digital marketing properties, your website. Your website is a builder. Your website is a campaign builder because your website is always talking about what you do. Your website is always presenting to others your products. Your website is always marketing your brand. So no matter what you do, incorporate your website as a builder in a builder campaign. Again, your marketing strategies with the greatest potential return on investment tap into and maximize existing assets. And you do that by creating builder campaigns and driver campaigns with the assets that you already have.
Good.
Now,
that's
your
a good
driver. Thank you,
Hold on, let's stay there real quick.
Okay.
Switch up. You come in here, down. Switch up.
Okay, here I come.
Okay, good. Builder campaigns. Let's hang our hat there for a second, okay? Deanna, good. Re-explain the builder campaign.
So your builder campaigns are recurring campaigns that lay the groundwork for future success.
Stop right there. Sorry. Builder campaigns are the campaigns that you use to lay the groundwork of what you're doing. Pin in that. The next one, Deanna.
Okay, and then your builder campaigns, such as blogging and social media engagement.
Okay. Don't even explain builder campaigns no more. Okay.
Okay.
You got the building campaigns, the driver campaigns.
So your driver campaigns are the campaigns that capitalize on existing assets to generate short-term returns and are often conducted over 1 to 3 month periods.
Now, this is where this gets interesting. I want you to think, I'm going to bring up the ATS network here, okay? I want you to think about the Sunday call and the Thursday call. Like don't convolute these things, right? Don't try your best not to make these things confusing. Ask yourself, why haven't I brought the Wednesday call, right? Or why haven't I brought back Think and Grow Rich and all these things? They're all coming. And I could do a network call of Wednesday and a network call of Sunday, or this is more builder and driver related, or I can say start a Sunday call that is a builder call, and then have a Thursday call, which is a driver call, we'll explain, and then force you all to grow, and then have 2 builder calls, Wednesday, Sunday, and then a driver call, and then put in a cycle of duplication that all of you should be having your own meetings. Remember that? I said that in one of those meetings, and all those are driver calls. Rewind, press play. I can have 2 corporate builder campaigns and then force everything in the cycle of duplication to be driver campaigns. So let's explain this again. Deanna, in shortest words as possible, what is a builder campaign?
A campaign that you do over time with the assets that you have.
Take what you have, do it over time. And what's a driver campaign?
A campaign that's about 1 to 3 months using the assets that you have as well.
That bring up the money part. You brought it to.
A driver campaign is one that you do over 1 to 3 months that you get a quick ROI on, return on investment.
Money. Y'all heard that? Money. Pam Norris likes return on investments. Yes? Yes, she gets money. She likes that. She likes to make it good. Adonia likes return on investments. You get it? Now, the reason why the Sunday, Grace just asked me a question, so this is a perfect example. The reason why the Sunday call is 30 minutes, it says, hey, Adonia just made $10,000 this month. Hey, Adonia, can you tell them how you made $10,000? Right? That's a builder call. That's a builder campaign. What that is let me think of it as the fireworks, the pyro, the poof, right? All that. Oh my God, look at all this good stuff happening. It's 30 minutes. It's full of emotion. Pay attention. It's full of emotion. It is completely pulling their heartstrings. I highlight someone else and I say, oh my God, this was amazing. Do not think that is a training call. That is the call that you send people to make them get excited and go, holy crap, that was great. I know for sure I'm not going to do any driving there because driving is information. I'm going to give you enough information to go back to Adonia and say, okay, I'm ready to sign up. Sign me up and train me or tell me what that was about. I got a few more questions. Then on the Thursday call, which is why that's an hour, you then go, all right, y'all remember that Sunday? Guess what? Let's teach you how to get to that call so you can be featured. You get it? That's the driver campaign. I'm going to change this into church words and then to make a little more sense. Sunday is the 25-minute sermon. Whoo, I got to change my life. Oh, Pastor Show preached. Woo, that was good. Right? Right? Bible study is when you literally go, okay, here's how I changed my life. You get it? Bible studies, the driver campaign. The sermon is the builder campaign. And if you look at mega churches, they've got 25 minutes, and if they got worship, right, so they got an hour to hook as many people as possible. Sunday morning service is not meant to transform you. It is meant to hook you into desiring strong transformation right now. The transformation happens during the week. You get it? It's during the week is when I change your life. Sunday is, oh my God, I got to change right now. And when I tell you I pump our content and have a private network, I'm doing the same thing. I've turned the whole world of my church. Hey, take this video. 2 hours, you need to change your life. 30 minutes, change your life. Oh my God, how I changed my life? I come in the private network. You mean I can get this every day? Sure can. That's builder, Sunday hook. You get it? Driver, is you're going to change my life for the rest of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between builder campaigns and driver campaigns. Now, let's make this make sense. In the sense of this sense making, when I told y'all that one of those training calls, I told you all of you should have your own meetings. Remember I said that? That was me saying y'all need to have driver campaigns in which you're constantly doing your version of Bible study, constantly transforming. I, with the corporate calls, would make sure we hook them. That's also why I did not come out with a Wednesday and a Sunday call like we did previously. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to force you to grow to another call. When we got 200, 300 something people on that, and I'm going to say, and this, it's going to be so marketable. Pam Norris, as a result of us bursting through the seams of this call, we've had no choice but to add another call. That's equivalent to a small town pastor growing to 400 people in the congregation. And he says, you know what? People can't sit anywhere. We're going to have to do another service. And now your church is cool to go to because you got 2 services. Not that you started off with 2 services. You're bursting through the seams. So you have to have 2 services. Make sense? Now, in the yesterday, well, I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold that until it comes in. But that's to build the driver. This company, as any other successful company, is well organized that way. We may not say it because it takes too long to say that stuff, right? But that's what it's designed for. Because the goal is when Dave Warren Taylor has someone, he has to decide, oh man, I can't close them. That's okay. That Thursday call can, or that, you get it? That Sunday call can, or something, because that's what we're doing. Is this making sense to everybody? Now, that doesn't make the Thursday call irrelevant. It actually makes the Thursday call the most important call because it's by the 2 top income earners in the company. So now don't you get to say, no, I'm going to put you with the top income earners of the company. They have a special call in which they train and teach people how to get to $10,000 a month. You have to be on this call. Listen, when you get on this call, I'm going to save a slot for you, but you have to be there. I need your commitment first. Are you going to be on this call? It is a VIP call. This is not something we just give away. Okay, I got a slot for you. Spots fill up quickly, so make sure you call in 15 minutes early, okay? For instance, there's a super high performer that Deanna just called. She's going to be on the call to Thursday, which is not my call. I'm not on those calls. I told the lady, and by super high performer, I mean super high performer. I told the lady, I said, when you hop on the call, I'm gonna hop on the call and give you a special shout out on this call. I'm literally gonna hop on this call at the beginning and give you a special shout out and let you know that I appreciate you being here because you're supposed to be at $10,000 a month as fast as possible. Everybody follow me so far? So this is what she was hand selected for. Deanna just got off, or just had me get off the phone, and I'm gonna see if we can get this right, with a vice president of a bank. Okay, I just got off the phone with a vice president of a bank who will join the company right after we do this training. Okay, which is going on Deanna's team. Yes, okay. And he will then join one of the driver calls or the builder calls. You get it? That just happened. Vice president of a whole bank. Okay? That happens through builder campaigns or driver campaigns. And here's what I want to do. And you're going to love this. And when the vice president of the bank, pay attention, y'all. When the vice president, in fact, I'm going to talk slow, so I want you to pay attention. When the vice president of the bank becomes a top income earner, I'm going to have him on the driver call Sunday. The builder call. And I'm going to say, hey, X person, tell us I'm going to give him a great introduction, bank person, right? Everybody see it? Bank this, bank that. And now he's a top income earner. And you know what everyone's going to say? Two different type of people. All the affluent people here are going to say, well, I know such and such of the country club. He would love this. There's a billionaire here. There's a vice president of a bank here. Okay, you get it? I'm going to invite my people. And then watch this here. And then all the people who don't have affluent people in the circle, they're going to be able to go to their teams and say, hey, we just joined. You see it? A vice president and a billionaire. This company is great. Lily, you need to get with me. I'm telling you. That's what the Sunday or the builder campaign is for. To constantly say, look at that person over there. Don't you want to be like them, or aren't you better than them? Let's just keep it real, right? You get it? Right? Because if you're a banker and you got some guy with 3 felonies, top income earner, you're going, well, I've got more privileges than him, right? And you're going to go, I could do this too. You get what I'm saying? Builder. Then you take him to the driver, and this is the important part. You take them to the driver campaign, which is Thursday, and now the people like Adonia feel very comfortable. The people like Pam Norris feel very comfortable that this call is just like that builder campaign. But now, if I don't have time to train, I can send my downline at no cost to the Thursday call, and I know every time I have them on the call, I'm going to sign somebody up sometime in that week or so. That just getting that training is going to increase my own downline selfishly. You get it? Because I sent them to that call. Sunday call, builder campaigns, all candy, a little bit of medicine. Thursday call, the driver campaigns, there's a lot of medicine surrounded by this sweet layer of candy. And if you ever want to be successful, you got to give people candy with the medicine. You can't just be all medicine. Because no one likes to be force-fed castor oil. Right? I think that's a good explanation. Is everyone following me here? It's a fantastic explanation. Now I know. Well, okay. Let me just do this. It's going to come up later. Yeah. Actually, Deanna, tell them what I just did yesterday and the day before, I suppose, with the infrastructure and stuff. Do you know enough details to? All right. Go ahead.
There's a gentleman who has been following Antonio for years. He joined the network about 1.5 years ago, and he's been following Antonio ever since. He is an entrepreneur from India. What he did was he's with he's the VP. Yeah, he's with the VP of a top 1% marketing company out of India. Software company. I'm so sorry. He is the VP of a top 1% software company in India. And what he did was, before he even came down here, he created an infrastructure just for Antonio. He came down here to present that to Antonio. And am I telling the part of that too? Yeah. Okay. And what Antonio did, okay. So he joined the ATS. Oh, I was about to incorporate it in how the class goes.
All right.
So for this gentleman, the ATS Business University was a builder campaign. And then as Antonio got closer and closer into what he was doing, when he started talking about the ATSJR network, this gentleman, because of the short time frame, this gentleman was like, well, you know what? I'm going to use this to create a structure to go to Antonio with. So the ATS Business University was the builder. And now, with just a short period of time that Antonio has created the ATSJR network and launched it, that has become a 1 to 3 month driver campaign for this gentleman to create something to come to Antonio and be like, hey, I see what you're doing. I want to work for you. This is what I want to do. And what Antonio did was took that and signed a multi-million-dollar deal with this gentleman and to become a partner in the company. So, okay, that felt too much. Okay.
No, you didn't tell you didn't tell too much. Now, let's. Okay, here we go. Now, here's the understanding here. So Deanna did that fantastically. Let me just do a disclaimer here, Pam Norris. A lot of this is law of attraction. We're going to have to call a spade a spade. I vibrate at a frequency that money comes easily and frequently to me. If I had a different mindset, none of this would be possible. We're just going to have to call a spade a spade. This is universe stuff happening here, okay? So I'm getting ready to tell you, billionaire says, Antonio, I need to partner up with you. VP of a bank says, Antonio, I need to partner up with you. And a top 1%, they're, I don't know, it's like $300 million. Anyway, whatever. They got a $300 million surplus of a software company. Let's just say that for right now. Says, Antonio, they literally pursued me and the company because they want a stronger hold in the U.S. and they already got 3 U.S. offices. Okay, I have to. Anyway, try to not say too much. Right now, boom. So in turn, who remember me saying all over the internet, I'm trying to hire 22 people, and I can't. I'm trying to hire 22 people. Anybody remember that? Show of heads. I'm trying to bring in 22 people. 22 people. I need to bring in 22 people. Well, I just hired 10 of them. Okay, I just hired 10 people, and they're all programmers. Okay, but we just if it wasn't on this platform, I wouldn't say it, right? I wouldn't say this in the public. But I just spent $100,000, okay, to bring in. Hold on. There we go. To bring in 2 programmers that's going to handle a lot of automation and stuff. I'm simplifying all this, okay? 2 programmers going to automate most of the stuff that I want automated. Okay, why? Would y'all like to know what my vision is for the network marketing company? It has nothing. Okay, I want to do what Steve Jobs. This is part of it. Okay, I want to do what Steve Jobs did to the world with network marketing. What does that mean? You recognize this as an iPhone, yes? I want an 87-year-old woman or man to take their thumb and run a smart computer. I'm going to translate that to what I want to do. Steve Jobs took your thumb and said, have the most powerful computer in the world and be a master at it. Is anybody confused by that? Because it didn't happen before Steve Jobs the way he did it. But we tried it with the Palm Pilot. Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. That didn't work out too good. The Palm Pilot was too far ahead of its time. And Samsung is just a reverse engineering of the iPhone, okay? Steve Jobs took the world's fastest processor and computer, made a sleek design, took away the keyboard, and said, Pam Norris, I'm going to give you a computer so strong that you can run it with your thumb. Do y'all remember, Pam, do you remember in 2000 you had to figure out how to use computers and you need a degree to do that?
Yes, I remember.
Right? Yeah, you literally needed almost a degree to figure out how to do an Excel spreadsheet. Literally. I still suck at Excel today because it's still too hard. I'm dead serious. I just get people to do it for me. I'm dead serious. Let me admit to committing a felony here. I literally, at Houston Baptist University, they wouldn't let you graduate unless you pass in proficiency Microsoft Windows and Microsoft Excel. I paid Tempest and said, hey, here, take this, because they let you do it online. Take this for me, because I'm never going to want to do it. I literally did that. Okay, I paid Tempest $250 so she can do that so I can graduate. It was stopping me from graduating. Okay? That being said, this is what I want to do, Adonia. I want to do the equivalent of that. I want people to take their thumb and become a #1 income earner. This is what I'm doing. Okay, all right. You see it? This is why I got rid of recruitment. I got rid of recruitment for a reason, right? And all that stuff. I want an 89-year-old, that's not even baby boom. I guess it is. I want the most calcifying, thinking person to be able to click their thumb and go, man, I just made some money, right? That's what I want. So I just hired 10 programmers plus a bunch of stuff. I'm not even going to go into the details because I'm going to get questions I don't feel like answering right now. I also hired an operations head to supervise those 2 people, and then 2 developers, 2 top dog developers. Okay, in fact, let me. These developers make $45 an hour. Let me just put that out there because I know some of you know some of this language. Okay, typically, okay, you have junior, intermediate, and senior developers. Okay, typically, now I don't want nobody to be like, no, that ain't how it works, because I'm saying typically. You can do something like $10 to $20 an hour for a junior developer. This is someone just starting off. And then you can do $25 to $35 for a middle developer. And your senior developers typically cost about $45 and above, okay, an hour. So if you want to know how much it costs to build a program, they'll tell you, well, it's going to take us 245 hours to build this software. And you got options. It can cost you this, or that, depending on which level you want people to program. Well, of course, I need the top senior programmers. Adonia, I literally hired 2 developers just so when I think of something, I can say, now I want y'all to build this. I'll give you an example. of what's getting ready to happen. Deanna, get ready to unmute your mic. This is important. I want you to understand it because we're talking about the marketing and the building strategies and all that stuff. Remember I told you to say something to me in Line App about the attention and the 8 seconds and the games. Remember that? Okay, run that. Tell them.
Okay, so during the time that this gentleman was down here, we found out about a game that every eight seconds, to keep their attention, every 8 seconds, a person needs to be making a decision. Well, this is just how much in alignment of everything Antonio has been doing. A part of the ATS network, the ATS Business University, he's going to incorporate learning games that every 8 seconds it stimulates your brain. The longer you keep someone on, if they're making decisions and stimulating their brain every 8 seconds, you hold their attention. What Antonio has been doing for the past, how many years now? About 3-4 years, is he has been developing games. He, not only the games, but
that's 6 years.
6 years. For the past 6 years, he has been developing games that he's going to incorporate into the university for that very reason. Every 8 seconds, if your brain is not stimulated to make a decision every 8 seconds, then you lose the attention of someone. And Antonio understood this before this even came to his attention. All this did was reconfirm to him that he is on the path he should be. Well, he is in alignment with what he is needing to do.
I got more. Just build the driver stuff. I'm providing them too. Now, this is what I said, Adonia. You're going to love this. I said, well, I got ideas all the time, and I don't be feeling like programming them, or I don't have the expertise to program at this level of my ideas. So I want 2 people that every time I have an idea, they can code it for me and put it in what I want, but I want to own all the code. God dog it. I swear I'm talking in this place. Oh, shit. I ain't never buying nothing that I ain't owning. You crazy. I ain't doing that. Yeah. No, it's mine. I own the source code. And this is what I did. So I told Deanna, remind me. And here's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is why I'm spending this money. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to literally put in our classes every 8 seconds. I'm going to have something pop up on the damn screen. Something. Well, you got to make it. I'm joking. I'm going to take this video and then have it go in post-production, and every 8 seconds, you're going to be able to interact with it with some video game or a poll on what I just got finished talking about, or just some fun fact or something. Do you understand? And I'm saying, you go develop it. I want that to happen every 8 seconds. Here's what I want. Boom. Just like that. Go develop it. So that means sometime here in the near future, as you with your thumb, Pam Norris, takes his class, you're going to be listening to me teach you how to be a millionaire, etc., while also interacting with some animation or some quiz as I'm talking. Did you hear what I said? Why? Because I'm smart? No. It's because I found out that one of the most successful paid apps in the world, actually, it came from this here. The inventor of Atari said at a conference that he realized that if people would sit at video games for hours, as long as they can make a decision every 8 seconds. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I'm fighting for screen time. I need to be a video game. I need to be the video games of business. I need people literally 17 hours ordering pizza, sitting in front of ATS. I don't want parents to say, get off that ATS, literally. That's what I want them to say. You're going to go blind. You're sitting too close to that computer screen. Why you don't go outside no more? They ain't playing video games to learn how to be a millionaire. Driver campaign. You see it? All right, let's keep going. Then I got 2 AV digital designers. Okay? Audio video is what that is. I got plenty to say about that, but I don't feel like it. So I'm going to move on and let you catch that on SportsCenter. Then 2 people that's going to monitor monitor everything, team, support, database, all that stuff, okay? 2 people at all times. I'm going to need them with me. Period, point blank. I need 2 of them. I need 2 of your smartest people, data analytics, programmers. I need them with me in my office, period, point blank. I need that. I'm not joking. Like, I'm not even joking at all. I'm dead serious. I need 2 people dedicated. So if I got to upload a video, they upload the video. I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing that anymore. They doing it. That's what I pay them for. Y'all ain't hear me. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, subtitles. You 2 people put subtitles on that. You 2 people, okay, boom. And then 1 full-time data analyst. You, sir, remember, I'm a data guy, right? You, sir, you, ma'am, what I want you to do is I want you to crunch all the data of this company. Now, I'm skipping over, so let me say something, and I'm going to say it briefly so I can go back to this here, because there's this $54,000 program that I had to get in order for them to look at every metric of this company, every metric. Basically, so Adonia's going to look at some stuff and go, man, okay, my money is being slipped right here in this area. And what I need to do is I need to focus. So she's not just going to train. She's going to know what to train because the data is going to tell her you're weak in this area. I mean, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do no trainings. I want to train because it says we leaking money over here. So when you get to a Thursday training, we talking about, all right, here's where y'all leaking money. Come on, man. I've been telling y'all #1 company in the world. I ain't never told y'all whatever you think. I've been saying #1 company in the world. I ain't never said nothing less, ever. Basically, I've always told y'all big data. Basically, I just bought what I need to become a big data company, big tech company, right? And now I'm going after Google. Yeah, I'm not going after motivational speakers and all that. That's what they say should be my competition. I keep telling y'all I got 2 competitors on planet Earth, Netflix and Fortnite. I ain't got no competitors but them. Netflix is my competitor. Fortnite is my competitor because they get more screen time than me. You understand? Ain't no Les Brown, ain't no John Maxwell. Them folk don't matter to me. They not doing what I'm doing. I may look like a John Maxwell, look like a Les Brown. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm a big data company. I'm big tech. You understand? Now that's 10 people. I just broke it down to you, right? Now, guess what, Pam Norris? That ain't got nothing to do with the software that I got being developed. We're not talking about the network marketing software because I ain't no network marketing company. You got to remember that. I'm not a network marketing company. I'm a big data company, big tech company, #1 company in the world. I just happen to have this network marketing arm. Now, both of these are going to be combined together and have constant builder campaigns, driver campaigns. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to have a team of 26 people like Gary Vee pumping out content. Does that make sense to anybody listening to me right now? Give them my schedule for Monday.
Monday, you have a 5:55 a.m. flight out to Connecticut to meet with the gentleman that we were just speaking about, the one that built out, the company that you were just speaking, the gentleman and the company that you were just speaking to. And you, right after you leave them, you have to get on a flight at 6:05 back to Texas because the following day you have a speaking engagement to discuss real estate and being an investor in a real estate company.
So, pause that real quick.
Okay.
Because I just came the 50-50 partner in this. Well, I don't say the name. Hold on. Never mind. Let me see. Can I just do that? All right. See them numbers? Yeah. Can you see 500,000, 25 million? Yeah. All right, that's all you need to see. Okay? This started a limited liability company in Delaware just to do $250 million real estate, don't you? We need to talk, don't we? Don't. All right. All right. Because I've been telling you that I want California, and I ain't been telling you that. All right. Anyway, now you get the point. And that's another builder. I'm going to go over there with that campaign and do builder drivers again. I'm going to say, look at all this real estate. And I'm going to throw out content. And that content is going to be builder campaigns. It's, oh my God, I'm pumped up. Then you're going to come in, you're going to go, boom. Oh my God, I can't believe this here. Yo, all I can tell you is pay attention to what we teach, because I'm not teaching you what I read on the damn internet. I'm bumping my head, getting beat up out here, trying to become a 100 billionaire. And I'm saying, this is how I got beat up. This is how it worked. You understand what I'm saying? Build and drive. Build and drive. I do it all day long. I do it all day long. I do Sunday calls and Thursday calls and every step of what I do. It just look differently when it ain't no call. You understand what I'm saying? It just look differently. My content is a Sunday call. You know how many people don't know about y'all? 98% of my audience don't even know that we go hard 3 days a week in a private network. They don't even know about y'all. I kept it secret on purpose. I kept it secret on purpose so when I sold it, boom. Chris, you just missed a whole bunch of good stuff, right? Did you get what I'm saying though? That's that. And this is, so let's go back to this law of attraction stuff. And then I'm done. You can go back to know what you're doing. I need to hire 22 people. So now I need to hire 12 people, don't I? Yeah, I was expecting them 22 people to be in a way that I said. But the universe knows the fastest, quickest, most harmonious way in which I need them. The universe said, you do need 22 people, but 10 of them need to be programmers. And would you like to know what I'm going to do? Would you? Come on, man, the universe did that. I'm going to tell you, I'm getting ready to start 3 schools. Now, Don, you're going to love this here. If everybody else, now, actually, you know what? I think Phil going to love this more than all y'all, okay? I'm ready to start 3 schools. They're all going to cost me about $900,000 a piece, okay? India, Studewood, Houston, and Galveston area, Texas, okay? This is the school. I'm telling you here right now. So when I do it, you don't go, oh my God, I can't believe. I'm telling you here a year before I do it. You understand? I'm going to start 3 computer programming schools for, what's the age, as I said? 10 to 25. As long as you're 10 years old or 25 years old, I'm going to teach you computer programming. My school, ATS, real talk, my school, computer programming from 10 to 25. If I have to charge, it's going to be $10 a month. That's it. And I'm going to teach 10 to 25-year-olds how to be competitive in this world through computer programming with the option that you can work for this company. And inside the computer programming, you can also learn business, sales, and marketing. And I literally have 3 schools. I know what it's going to cost. I built it out. In fact, the idea, it was kind of brainstorming. It's going to cost me $900,000 per location. I'm telling you right now. Okay? Already done it. Already built it out. These 3 schools. The first one's going to be in India. I'm doing that on purpose. Don't worry why. But remember, I keep telling y'all, Asia Pacific. I keep saying it, Pam Norris, and I'm hoping they're going to listen to me. Asia Pacific. Then the second one is going to be either in Houston or Galveston, but the next 2 are going to be in America. And I want only poverty people. If you're doing well, you can go to River Oaks and Rodeo Drive over there. I want folk who grew up like me. Do you understand? And then teach them for free, like literally, $10 are free, because I'm disrupting the education system, right? Now, can you imagine the power a company would have if they had 3 schools that taught people programming from 10 to 25, 15 years of dedication, 15 years of how much I love you. 15 years, I'll teach you how to go to Google. I'll teach you how to go to Apple. I'll teach you how to go Android, everywhere else. You got it. I'll teach. You can go. I want you to go be great. And you understand? And can you imagine the power that company is going to have when I say, I need something developed? And I'm going to have 5,000, 10,000 army of developers that know nobody cares about you the way ATS did. See, you should shout, because I'm a big... That's builder driver campaign. Do you see that? This is really happening. That's real deal. I'm telling you right now. Last thing I'll say. So if y'all missed this, you need to go back and watch this class, right? What you need to do is when you get money, I want you to do two things. When you get money, I want you to stay broke. See? You want to say something, Chris? Oh, okay. When you get money, I want you to stay broke. See, that's what people miss. That's what people miss. I can't tell you how many people get into it with me because I just ain't out here with my Floyd Mayweather with the money phone. Hey, man, you see on this money, you know what I'm saying? No, that is stupid. Because if I did that, I would have been able to start schools for free. You know what I'm saying? If I did that, I'd upsell Pam Norris every chance I get. All right, now you wanted that class. Well, for $2,500 more, you could go a 40-day boot camp with me. Y'all know how it works. Y'all been to these things. Oh, you want to? I've written by 6, 7 forewords at this point, or maybe 7, 8. I ain't charged a dime. You know what I'm saying? Ain't charged a dime. What I look like coming up off of you, and you trying to come up. I gotta pay these bills anyway. Just because you wrote a book don't mean I need to pass them off on you. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of staying broke. When you get it, stay broke. Now this is for, I'm not even talking to y'all. I'm talking to my people. This is I'm getting very culture specific here. I'm talking to black people. Okay, forget the rest of y'all. Let me talk to my black folk for a second. Okay, this is what they don't teach you. Okay, lean in. When you get the money, you need to act like the majority. That's what they don't teach us. I promise you, I act like a white conservative Republican. I promise you I do. Okay? I'm telling you, when you get that prestige, that money, then you need to act like the majority. You cannot act like a minority. Because a minority doesn't exist. What that means is you don't have control. That's the only thing minority means. The only thing minority means is you don't have control. It's the only thing it means. It doesn't mean anything else. Forget it. In Texas, white people are not even the majority. They're still in control, right? Minority means you don't have control. The reason why I own so much is because I understand when you get there, you need to act like you there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Once you get this, then you need to go, okay, I'm in charge now. How do I keep myself in charge? Okay, I need to invest in technologies before they get there. You get it? Before you know what's coming, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. I know, like I told you the other day, India in 20 years is going to be mostly middle class. I'm in India already. I've been in India for 3 years. Part of my deal, Deanna, what was the last part of my deal with this company? I told them, this don't make no sense, but I want it. It was the language. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
He wants to be taught Hindi.
No, I ain't gonna want to be.
No, he is going to be taught Hindi.
I took my second lesson this morning. How about that? If I'm going to pay this money, you sending me a translator. Do you understand what I'm saying? I swear to God, that's what I said. I literally on the board drew a star circle and said, I'm coming back to this. It ain't going to make sense, but this is what I want as part of this deal. And I literally have someone as part of my deal teaching me Hindi. You know why, don't you? It don't make no sense for me to go dominate India in English.
Okay.
I just told you, when you become the majority, you got to act like it. See, most people will go, this is what I've been told. I remember, you know what you need to do? You need to put some subtitles. That's cool. Subtitles is cool. Or how about I keep learning the Indian culture like I know, and then I literally be on stage or on camera speaking in Hindi. You know how powerful that would be? Jack Ma owns Alibaba, right? At least for a little bit until he steps down, right? Voluntarily steps down. He come over here and speak English, don't he? And you go, oh my God, he's so smart. Yeah, because he's talking in your tongue. Builder, driver. That's me learning Hindi. And that's not the only language in India, but just the part I'm focused on right now. It's like 26 of them or something, right? But the point is, doing that as a driver campaign, and then I use little 30-second videos speaking in Hindi. Dude, you know how many people would look, if I get my little self on stage and be talking to Indian folk in Hindi and Americans see that, they're going to be knocking at Pam Norris door, could you please sign me up? She's going to have more confessions from that guy. I'm sorry I didn't sign up. I meant to. Did I miss it? You get it? When you become the majority, you need to act like it. Okay? Right? I'm not talking no racial dividing. That's y'all conversation. I don't even vibrate at the frequency. I'm saying when you're in control, Pam Norris, how do you stay in control? I don't have no board. I'd be damned if somebody could vote me out my stuff. That ain't happening. I ain't built that way. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't built that way. You literally have the majority, and when you have it, you got to become. So all of y'all need to be fighting to be the majority. Do you understand? Adonia said, if I only had 1/4 of Antonio Starfry said, I think like a majority. I am constantly 10 to 25, school for free, computer programming, business, sales, and marketing. When they turn 25 and start buying stuff, who do you think they're going to be loyal to? That's 15 years. That's 2 recessions, ain't it? At least 1. When I make sure that they getting paid while everybody else around them is suffering, and they can go home and take care of their family while a recession is hitting, who do you think they're going to be loyal to? You know what I'm saying? Thank God I got good motives, right? I'd be a devil if I didn't, right? But you get the point, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you turn that and you say, now go help me create 100,000 millionaires. My very mission forces me to be out of America. You can't make 100,000 millionaires focusing on America. My favorite restaurant will not be in America, I guarantee you. You understand what I'm saying? Builder, driver, builder, driver, builder, driver. So do yourself a favor and let people think whatever they're going to think. You understand? You know what? Look, Pam Norris has put, will you have your own cloud? And I literally, so yes, literally that's one of the first things I brought up. Everything's secure, my own cloud, and of course, you know I wanted to audit it. Yes, the first thing I brought up, right? It's what I didn't have time to do, and it's what I don't even have the expertise to do. That's day job. You understand what I'm saying? You just work for me now. You get it? Like, you work for me now. You work for me. Now, I could have did what I guess might try to get me in trouble for, is go rent some software. You see how that's not thinking like the majority? Where would we even be having this conversation if I bought into the middle? It was a middle class thought process that made some people, some of you, think that I was tripping. I'm not going to pay $10,000 down for something I don't own, for something I don't have control in. That's middle class thinking. I'm not renting nothing. Own it. And what you can't own, strike a strategic partnership, bring your costs down, and then do that thing together. I don't own Hindi. I struck a strategic partnership, and you're going to teach me Hindi. Get it? 10 programmers. Builder, driver. Builder, driver. That's the campaign. If you miss a lot of the class, that's what you're missing, right? You might be missing some meat and potatoes of this conversation. But anyway, go ahead, PJ.
I know I'm probably missing some meat and potatoes, probably a little gravy too. But apologies, busy time for me, just joining in. I was listening to the renting owning, so my question is kind of succinct and related to that. I did some financial analysis over purchasing a new car versus leasing. And for years, old school, we didn't believe in leasing. And it's a whole new world with leasing now, especially if you're my age range where we want a nicer car. And I know that's a whole nother conversation about, do you need a car? And you were just saying,
no,
like,
we can have it now.
Somebody? Am I trying to get the bling bling to show? And you don't. I get all that mindset thing. Do I need all that for show?
Right.
But just say all that is equal and it's been thought out and you want a new car every few years. Feel you deserve a new car every few years. So when I did the cost analysis over, say, a 10-year period of what it would cost me to buy a new car every 3-4 years versus leasing a new car every 3 to 4 years and having that car I want, whether it's the Mercedes or whatever it is, it came out cheaper to lease. So
that's right.
It's still a substantial investment of money just to drive that look. I understand that. It's about values and priorities. But what I'm interested in is, what is your opinion of that when it's buy? Yeah, because, also take into consideration, cars aren't what they used to be. There was a time you could buy a car, pay it off, drive that car 10 years, and it was going to hold up, could be fixed in the backyard. Somebody, if you hit somebody, you're going to annihilate their little new 2018 car because it was a car. Now the cars aren't even made to last 4 years, 5 years, let alone 10. So I took all that into consideration. That why should I buy something that's not going to be running well, looking good? Metal is not even of the quality that's going to hold up, unless I get like what you want that I can't afford, a Tesla or some mess like that. And I even wonder about the shelf life of those, but I don't know. So I'm looking to know, I'm talking kind of fast.
Nah, I got you though.
The buying versus the renting, which I take leasing as a rental. How do you feel about that as it comes to motor vehicles?
No doubt. And let's push that motor vehicles to a whole everything as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redefine my words. Own everything and or act like the majority, okay? All right? We need to talk about owning everything and then acting like the majority. So PJ, I'm going to alleviate this from you because the acting like the majority answers your question. For one, I'll never buy a car again. I'll only ever lease. Okay. Because the majority does so. Why? Because it's a dollar for dollar tax write-off. So not only is it cheaper for you to lease like you did your numbers, but then with TNT transformation, when you write it off on your taxes, you're saving twice.
Okay.
You get it? Yeah, you're going to save money in the tax deduction. So if you spent $13,000 that year on a car, not only are you going to save money when you buy, but then the government's going to pay you back because you're a business owner.
Okay.
So while I'm saying own everything, are y'all hearing me? But when it comes to leasing vehicles, act like the majority.
One thing I did forget to throw in there, though, which I do forget. The newer the car, the higher the property taxes. The higher the taxes.
Absolutely.
So is it worth it in the trade-off that every 3 years I'm paying the prime highest tax rate there is on a car?
If you're leasing, yes, because you're going to be able to write that whole lease off, because no one like me will ever own a depreciating asset.
Got you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and a car is one of the biggest depreciated there is. I know
There
that.
you go.
For a fact. Drive
There
off
you
the
go.
lot, it goes down before you get to the stoplight.
Immediately. You sure right. Before you get to the stoplight, for sure. I like the way you said that. That's absolutely correct, right? So when I say own everything, keep that in mind with act like the majority, since I just introduced that to the conversation. And that's a very fantastic question. I would never own a depreciating asset. This is why I don't own much stocks anymore. I used to have 90% of my wealth in stocks. Now it's in real estate. Okay? Business is not going to make any of you wealthy. I know I just like rung some bells there. Business doesn't make you wealthy. Business is an income producing asset that you're then supposed to throw into something that's going to make you wealthy.
Well,
You get it?
I wrote this down, and my answer to a whole lot of things now is would never own a depreciating asset. I got that.
Amen. That's it. It simplifies it, right?
Yes.
It simplifies it. Yeah, definitely. Now, when you have to buy depreciating assets, because you will, because some of you, you're going to have to buy the yacht. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Like, like I have to buy this big $50 million office. I just have to. You understand? At some point, I have to. So when, the king of Thailand comes into my office, you understand? He's in my office, is $50 million. You get, at some point, I might have to. But when you have to do it, PJ, you don't own the depreciating asset. You own the company that owns the depreciating asset, which is like renting for you, and then now it's a dollar for dollar tax write-off. Again. Y'all see that? The highest tax bracket is something, well, these are more than general numbers, but it could, if you're in New York, you're going to pay state taxes, right? Stuff like that. But you can pay up to 39% in taxes, even 40, 49 in some cases in taxes. Please know Antonio doesn't pay that much in taxes. You get to 10% in taxes, my eye gets to twitching. The goal of making money is not to lose it. You understand what I'm saying? You don't be Pam Norris, put $14 million into your business. I mean, or, and then give $14 million back in the same year in taxes. That's inappropriate, especially when you got certain companies, I won't say their name because I need them to invest in me, that just made $18 billion and didn't pay a dime in taxes. Hold on, let me read this message. Okay. I hope the person just sent me that. Oh, she's gone. Okay, good, man. All right. Hold on, let me mute this. Okay, good. Now, I think I'm done in that part. I think I've build the driver as much as possibly can. But I was going to say, I did say last thing, right? The majority thing. Please, y'all, open your eyes. You have middle class eyes. You're either seeing things in middle classness, and if you're disagreeing, it's middle class. That's the same way I just simplified it for PJ. Don't own depreciating assets. If you disagree with anything, that's middle class, automatically. Because the wealthier you get, is the more right doesn't matter. It's both and. You understand what I'm saying? It's both and. If you disagree or correcting, you're automatically middle class. Why? Why do I know that? It's because it's either or for you. And you don't live in an either or world, because the same people that taught me, PJ, and Pam Norris to own a home are the same people who went around that and own multiple homes and rent the home they live in. course I want you to own a home if I'm a banker. If I'm a real estate agent, I'm going to post on my timeline how dumb it is for you to be renting. I rent where I live. I have rented where I have lived since 2009. I own property. I would never own where I live. And if I do own where I live, it'll be less than $8 million if I own it, so I can get a dollar for dollar tax write-off. Anything over $8 million, I ain't gonna be able to do that. So that's just stupid. I'm not gonna do that. If you own, you know what? Let me just do it since I opened it up. If you own where you live, okay, there's a lot of bad things wrong with that. Now, was this good advice when PJ was growing up? Yes. When PJ was in college? Yes. When she was doing 30 years in criminal justice? Yes. Not no more. They shifted on y'all. How many of you believe Social Security going to be here when I'm old? Anybody? Do I have one hopeful person that thinks when I'm 65, I'm going to be able to get Social Security? They're going to find a way. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? If that's shifting on you, then why is it so hard to believe that home ownership ain't shifting on you? Here's how it shifted. Right now, there in America, just America, there are trillions of dollars frozen in equity. How dare you have to eat noodles when you got $250,000 in equity in your house? You shouldn't be on no budget. You shouldn't be on no budget with $250,000 equity in your house because cash is useless unless it's being spent. The wealthy spend money and make money when they spend it. With $250,000, you could put down cash, tell the bank, I'm going to put 33% down, which is more than 20, right? 33% down. But I want you to give me $3 for every $1 I put down. Grace, what's $3 for every $250,000?
$750,000.
I want $750,000 of your dollars. I got $250,000 of mine. What's $750,000 plus $250,000, Grace?
$1 million.
And I'm going to buy $1 million apartment complex and have all those 500 people pay me rent every single month. I wouldn't go over 500 units because it's too hard to manage that, right? 500 units every single month at $1 million apartment complex. That's a nice one. That's $1 million down. That's not $1 million. That's not net worth $1 million. Okay. Hold on. So Grace had a question. If I have to put $1 million down, that's a luxury apartment complex. We're talking about $2,500 average rent. Do you understand? Someone do $2,500. That's $1 million down. $2,500 average rent. That was your question. All right. So give me $2,500 times 500. Give it 1.25 million a month. I'm gonna cash flow 1.25 million a month. I'm going to take that 1.25, Grace. I'm going to pay all my bills, all the mortgage, all the lease. And hold on, Grace, keep that number up. And I want you to give me 6% of that back. If all I make back, free and clear, Pam Norris, is 6%. Grace, unmute your mic and show them on the calculator how much money that is. 6%.
Okay, 175,000.
Who among you wouldn't want to make $75,000 a month from the money in your house? That's $900,000 a year from other people going to a job with a boss they can't stand. With a property manager, right? You're going to pay the property manager well, right? I'm saying that's free and clear your money. This is why it don't make sense. You understand? This is why it don't make sense to own a home and trap that money into equity. It made sense It made sense when the American dream was all about being good in the middle class. How many of you in the middle class right now know it really hurt being in the middle class? It shifted on you. That's the truth. Loans don't work no more. Trust funds don't work. They just don't do it no more. Like grandfather's money and all that stuff was keeping you afloat, but now a dollar, they devalued it. It's not the same. So to have a house with $250,000 sitting there not being used, did I say, Adonia, go work hard for that money? No, you already did. You bought the house. Now let that money go work hard for you. Wow, Adonia said $2,500 is normal rent in the Bay Area. I thought I was being high. Okay, so I may be wrong about $2,500. I'm thinking of Texas. I'm thinking of Texas luxury apartment. I'm sorry, the Bay Area there. We talking about, we might be talking about $5,000 on average. You get it? Did PJ have to work for that money? She already worked for it when she bought a house. Now PJ and Big Daddy got two houses, don't they? With equity sitting in it. You understand what I'm saying? Shoot, they can take the equity out, do that, and let renters pay for their lavish lifestyle around the world. So when they go on their honeymoon, some renters can pay for it. I wish I had somebody.
I hate you, Robert.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how they taught y'all wrong. They lied to y'all. I'm telling you. They lied to you. They taught you that the middle class was a dream. They lied to you. The middle class means have a whole lot of loans and be comfortable paying your loans back so you can have an 800 credit score. Somebody just got mad at me because they got into a financial situation and their credit score was dropping. So they got mad at me because I wouldn't rent stuff. I ain't doing that. I am not about to go into the middle class because you in the middle class and having a hard time. Now, you go from an 800 credit score to a 600 credit score. Are you going to die? No. But if you do it and have income producing assets that's about to take off in 6 months, that don't matter. Because the real estate deals I do, don't ask me for my credit. I've been to jail a few times. They don't ask me for my background, Pam Norris. You understand? I own a charter school and can't even be on the board. But the money come to me. You see what I'm saying? I can't even sit on the damn board because of my background. But the money come to me. You've been lied to. I'm telling you, you've been lied to. Go ahead, Chris. You had your hand up, and then Deanna, you can take your class back.
All right. I'm trying to see how I can say this because I feel like it's going to be a heavy hitter because I'm listening to a lot, and it just keeps hitting on my head. I'm trying to see how I can say this. Really? Okay. I'm going to phrase the question like this. You ready?
Yes, sir.
I honestly feel like in my gut, like really do in my gut, like a lot of things, because you keep going to, they taught us that and things like that. I feel like it's a mixture from culture, traditions, how even some of your parents. But what I'm really getting to the core of is sometimes I feel, well, it's not even sometimes, it's a lot more than often. When it comes to religion, I really didn't want to hit on this one. I feel like it's almost to a point where that you feel guilty for getting prosperous or, let's say, obtaining different assets and things like that. And a lot of time, I feel like we want to obtain that kind of lifestyle, but we don't want to feel guilty for it at the same time. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one speaking on to this, but we are hearing exactly what you're saying, But I feel like because we grew up, especially in the church home, and if you start achieving, let's say, this wealth, houses and things like that, you will probably be treated as an outsider, probably in your own local and other people who follow the traditional system. I know that was a heavy one, but it's just something that kept hitting me as because you kept hitting on they taught us wrong.
Yes. All right. Can I take over your class? You just not. This is the only thing that needs to be talked about henceforth. All right. Let's do this. I literally just had this conversation with a billionaire yesterday, Chris. Remember? We were talking about money, and I literally just told this billionaire, man, money, because he was talking about how his mentor taught him how, he was reading this book, that's what it was. This book called Wealth Can't Wait. And so I need to look that book up because I need to get that book. Book called Wealth Can't Wait. And in the book, they were saying how hard it is. Getting wealth is easy, but that whole mindset of thinking you deserve it is hard, which Les Brown said something like that as well, right? You know, making $1 million easy, believing that he could was the hardest thing he ever did. And that's true. And I literally told him, Chris, I'm going to take my glasses off for this. I literally told this man, not only is that true, but I can absolutely testify that I had to fight 5 layers of money. And that 5th layer was the hardest. Okay? Layer of money. Somebody write these layers down. Please, Chris, if you hear nothing else, hear this, because that 5th layer, like I'm literally, my head is tightening up. Just think I got to put myself back in this situation just to answer this question. Layer number 1. What my parents taught me. We all got to go through that. For some of you, that's hard, but you know what? We get over it. You know, mom and dad ain't gonna never get it. We'll take care of them. It's all good. You ain't got to go to nursing home. I got you, right? We got it. That's number 1, parents. Number 2, then I had to break down what my church taught me about money. It was my parents, and I was homeless, and then at 14, I adopted, and then boom, now I'm in church. And church is saying, yo, it's easier for a rich man, for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than a rich man to enter in, right? You know, those who gain the world and lose their souls. So I had to get rid of all that stuff, right? I had to get rid of all that. And there's plenty of them, right? Plenty of that. Then number 3, this hit me, Chris. Number 3 is almost as important as number 5. Then what my neighborhood taught me about money. Because once I released what the church taught me, the neighborhood still told me, if you go work at the plants, you made it. Yep. I wish I had a small town person on this. Chris, you in Huntsville. If you go work at the prison, you made it. Come on now, don't fool me now. Don't fool me.
You better. I'm trying to. That is like the number 1 employee and income. I swear to God, as soon as they get employed at TCJ, they feel like they made it. Boy, they getting like the most expensive cars. They want to move around like they think they are the big shot. And as soon as they bump into someone who actually know what they're doing, then they shut up.
That is because they broke. And so me and Chris was Huntsville and Galveston. They about the same size. And Galveston has UTMB, University of Texas. So as soon as you work at the hospital, you made it. And it's hard to get out of the hospital because they die out of there. You got to die before you get out of there. They die. They get in there and they die. And where I live now is the Texas City plants as well. It's where about 80% of, or maybe 60% of America's oil comes from is Texas City plants, like real talk, like for real. Now, if you'd have made it to the plant, oh, you somebody. And you better drive Benz. You better have a BMW. And you better wear $1,000 outfits every day. You understand? And of course, you got to go get the $200,000 house. $400,000 if you're a supervisor. Don't fool me now. You understand? And my community said that's what you're supposed to do. And I had to break that. That's where that stay broke comes from. Because I had to break that. I had to break, oh, you know you're supposed to be hood rich. Y'all may not know what that means. But hood rich, where I come from, mean I need the pinky ring. You understand? I need to look like I made it, Pam Norris. You get it. You know, I need to have the flats, the piece and chain, all that stuff. I need to have a name brand here, the red monkey pants, something. If I'm a woman, I need red bottoms, all that stuff, right? Asking a refund for the middle class right now. I know that's right, TJ. Then the fourth layer. Now, this was hard for me, Chris. That fourth, so let's repeat the 3 layers just for people to catch it in their head. Parents, and then it was church, and then it was neighborhood, okay? The neighborhood said, yeah, you got to look like this to be over here. And, of course, what we do when we grow up in the hood, we move out and we go to the suburbs, right? Something like that, right? And suburbs has a mentality as well. Now, fourth layer is America said, Antonio, this is where Black men belong in the economy. I had to break that. It's on TV, and it's real slick, y'all. It's real slick. When you watch a movie that has representation of people that look like me in jail, coming out of jail, crackhead, you get it? Troubled youth. You know what I'm saying? This is if y'all remember Boomerang in the 80s, it was so controversial because Eddie Murphy had a bunch of successful people, right? Look like me, and none of them wouldn't buy no drugs or nothing, right? Nothing like that. And I had to break what propaganda in American movies taught me about money. But before I get to the fifth one, let me get PJ. Go ahead, PJ.
Yeah, Antonio, totally agree with that about the images on TV. What we also got to be careful, though, is of the new subtle images, like, say, Greenleaf. I don't know if you ever checked out Greenleaf, watch that. Okay. I love that show. They've got it all.
Many other people, too.
Houses, the lake in front of the house, all the money, the big mega church. However, they've got the money. They show Black folks as wealthy, super wealthy, affluent, inheriting millions from their father-in-laws that done died, all this good stuff. However, the household is reaped with nothing but trouble. There's not a happy one in the house, not a good marriage, not a faithful person, not a happy child. So just because new shows come out showing us affluent, be careful not to accept the mindset that we can't be happy with that money.
That's real good, PJ. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? You need to do a video. You need to do a video about that. That was good.
Look at Empire. Empire, all of them make you wish you never had that money. I don't receive it, but anyway.
That was good. Did y'all hear that? You showing the money. That's my church teacher. I had to get rid of that, right? You get the money, but as soon as you get it, they're going to cheat on you. As soon as you get it, you going to cheat. I was good, PJ. That was, I'm too young to say what you just said. That was real good. Thank you for that input. The fifth layer, Chris, this is why I brought this up. I had to give you all 4 layers. Is he still on? Is he gone? Oh, man. Okay. All right, we're going to call him on 3-way or something. Call him on 3-way. Oh, there he is. He can't live. The universe brought him back here. Okay, Chris. Okay, I'm just getting to you, Chris. The fifth layer. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
All right, there it is. All right, so you got, all right, so 1 through 4. Let me repeat so everybody can get it. 1, people. Go ahead, Grace. I'll mute your mic and you do it.
Layer 1, what my parents taught me. Layer 2, what my church taught me. Layer 3, what my neighborhood taught me. Layer 4, what America said.
All right, I got that. Number 5, Chris, is what my community said about money. Don't confuse community with neighborhood. That's why I chose a different word. My community was my people. My people said, Chris, when I make it, I better come share it.
I can't stop. Now you got me talking now. Oh my God. Now you got me. I couldn't even hold on that one. That is one of the things right now that I feel like, okay, once I really break through, I'm gonna have to really get away, because if I don't, they're gonna pretty much bring me probably even worse than I even started. And I had to say it like that. I'm sorry. As soon as he did that, I was like, man.
Look, I watched this. There's a show on Netflix called Explained. If y'all go look, they explain a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. It's like it comes, instead of showing all the series at one time, they do like one a week. And I'm writing a book I've been writing the book for about 3 years. It's called Re-Segregation. It's only reason I ain't put it out yet is because I just need a little bit more. I got the distribution, but I need because when I drop it, it's going to be controversial. Let me tell you, it's going to be controversial. The subtitle is called let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up because I'm not going to remember. It is. Here it is. It's called The Facts of Black Oppression and the Guide to the Black Solution. All right, writing a book for and you know who's gonna buy it most? I guarantee you're gonna buy most of it. White people buy most of it because it is literally all the people that I know that are affluent, that are the opposite race or race outside of me, love what I do because I keep trying to bring as many with me as possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the book is about. And I was watching this episode. They were talking about the wealth gap, the race wealth gap is what they were talking about, okay? And they dropped a fact so good, it's so hidden, that part of the race wealth gap isn't just because of oppression or a system of oppression. A big part of it is redlining what happened, but when Pam Norris and stuff was growing up, right? They, sublending and all that stuff. But you know what it is, Chris? What happens is when Chris makes it, when Jeff makes it, when Jeff Arburn makes it, white, middle class, suburban, he gets to keep his wealth because when he gets to get his money, he don't have to give loans to his family. But when Chris gets it, Chris is expected to pay off grandmother's mortgage, to catch grandmother up on these bills. And then to turn around, expected. And they dropped a fact. I'm telling you, they dropped a fact so cold on here that when Chris gets wealth, 16-1, for every one time that Jeff has to give someone money, Chris has to do it 16 times. And that is the other part of the gender gap. I mean, they did gender gap too, excuse me. The race wealth gap is not just because there's a system of oppression or there's that. On the flip side, Chris got to hand out more money than anyone else would have to. Wow. And community, back to that community, Chris. So when you make it, they're going to say, hey, man, put me on. Let me do this. And let me, literally, I had one of my cousins tell me, well, you pay. I ain't doing that, bro. I'm not going to pay your way into the network.
I'll be gone. They won't be able to find me.
You understand?
Let me hold
so
on.
The way
let me hold
that's it.
Let me hold on.
Yeah. Look, they gonna hit PJ right now. Oh yeah. Hey, look, this how they gonna hit PJ with them half compliments. Ooh, them half compliments is deadly. Yeah, I see you. You are happy and stuff now, right? they can't say I'm so proud of you being happy now. You all happy and stuff now. Yeah, it's a half compliment. I see you happy, but I gotta take that happiness from you. You understand? Well, look, now you got two incomes. Won't you go ahead and share some of that? You don't need it. he good, ain't he? He should be taking care of it, take care of me. That's what they gonna hit it with. I promise you, somebody gonna hit it with that.
And a whole lot more than that, because when I was there before, you know, it's like, well, you're expected to pay the gas every time you go group, pay for the meal every time you go group. You got backup. Both of y'all making good salaries. It's just expected. They don't even realize how much they expect the good Christmas gifts. They expect everything. Because you got it. I had one person tell me one time, I'm not gonna lie, I should just take some stuff you wouldn't even know was missing. You got so much stuff. You got so much stuff, you wouldn't even know it's gone. You don't need it all. I'm just telling you, they even feel they could steal from you.
You made a W over her mouth wide open.
It's not funny. And told me to my face. Told me to my face.
You know they was dead serious too. Okay, go ahead. Look, Dave Ward said, Dave in the office today, he said, I've been quiet too long, man. I can't hold my peace. I can't hold my peace. Go ahead. You almost there. I don't see you just yet.
Oh, I got
there you
video
go.
on too? No.
You know what? I want them to see my face when I say this.
There you go.
I wanted to say that I was supposed to be here because I got some things about to happen with my business, with the lawsuit that's gonna put me in a different. And these tax bracket and these 5, ain't nasty. Because I was already programming in my head like, am I supposed to help my sister, my brothers, and them out? Am I supposed to help my parents out? What about my friends? What about the organization? Right? Because, you know, once you start rolling in the dough,
That's it.
church is beating on the door about tithes and offering and extra. This the extra. And there's things that I have no idea. Like this was like I really was meant to be. This was all for me going to this next level. Every last bit of it. I needed this.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Listen. I ain't read this in no book. I'm telling y'all my struggle. I had to literally identify why in the heck am I doing all the right stuff and I ain't getting the money. This was my struggle. That 5th one was real sneaky on me, y'all. I didn't see that 5th one coming. Okay? In fact, I know a friend. She is a excellent, I had to coach her last year. She's an excellent movie producer. She's worked with Spike Lee, all sorts of stuff. I'm telling you right now, she left Galveston, went to her dreams. She's done production work for BET Awards, all sorts of stuff. And she confided in me, she said, you know, I'm scared to write my hit movie. I said, why? This is what she said, Chris, because of what my community is going to expect of me once I make it. You understand what I'm saying? She was scared of the standard black people gonna hold her to when she make it. That's so realistic, y'all. That is right. You know what I'm saying? That is so realistic. Go ahead, PJ.
You know, I'm just compelled to say this, Antonio, and say kind of responded to Dave's comments. Because I've kind of been there already, done that, but probably going to do it again. And you've got to go through that self-awareness walk with yourself. This is such an examining process as you climb that ladder to get where you want to get. Because when you get there, you better already know what you're going to do. You can't wait till you get there and get all that money or all this, whatever it is we're seeking, and make the decisions. I had to go through learning things like, no, the answer is no. And I don't feel bad about saying no. we should not feel bad when we've done a self-discovery examination of our values, our spiritual values, who we feel we should give to, who we shouldn't. Get rid of all that guilt, shame, expectation. Decide who you want to be. I'm just saying, Dave, decide who you want to be. Do you want to be a giver to everybody? Do you want to raise everybody else's kids with your money? Do you want to pay for all their school clothes every year just because you have it? And this is what I want to say. If you feel you should, if you feel you can afford it, and that makes you feel good, then do it. Then do it. And don't complain about it. Don't feel guilty about it. But if you feel, okay, I'm going to buy them some new sneakers because I can afford it. Single mom is working hard. She can't. I'm going to give her a leg up and help her because I want to. Not because I have to, not because I should, because I want to. Then do that. Let it go and feel real good about it. Put that seed out in the universe. If you want to help mama with a certain level of things, but you know you going this far, no further. I'm going to do this for her, or I'll help her get this, but I'm not going to do this, this, and this just because she expects it. Make those decisions for yourself and then live with them. And then don't worry about it no more. Go on, be you, do you. Do not worry about it. Because the guilt and the ambivalence and the doubt will take away all the joy of what you're trying to get to. So decide who you want to be, who you want to give to, how much you want to give, how much you want to keep, and then live with it. That's just my feeling for now.
Wow. That was church.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pam Norris.
You know, PJ's right. You have to think about this ahead of time. This is an ongoing conversation in my household. Just even recently, with Tony just having been on, spread all over the newspapers here in Maui about Ice Buddy. I live in a lovely community, and my neighbors don't know a damn thing about me. They don't know about Ice Buddy. They don't know what I do. They don't know how much money I have. My neighbors help me with things out in the yard. They went crazy when they saw Tony's face all over the newspaper. Oh, they were like, you mean we got a CEO living next to us? Oh my God, you're Ice Buddy? We've heard about this. It was like, you're just Pam who goes out to the mailbox and gets the mail, takes the dog out and walks the dog, you know? And I said, this is the life I choose to live. I want to be able to, I'm not interested in people knowing who I am. Oprah lives not far from me. And, you know, she doesn't go anywhere. People don't like her here because she doesn't go anywhere. And when she goes to the mall, she buys out the entire mall. Nobody can go in it while she's there. That's not who I'm ever going to be. That's not, you make choices. And so the whole thing is, I just keep saying is, you have to figure out what lifestyle do you intend to live? How are you going? This is only one chance you've got to live your lifestyle. You can isolate yourself or because you choose to, or you can live the life that's authentic to who you are. I just want to live in my neighborhood and go to stores and restaurants and be me. And I stay under the radar so that I don't get picked off because people will pick you off.
No, that's right. Well, let me tell you something. My grandmother taught me when grown folk is talking, I need to shut my mouth. So the two Pams was talking. And I'm shutting my mouth. I'm grown folk. Let me stay in a child's place. And Deanna, won't you? I'm not going to follow either one of these wise women. You crazy? I got raised by an old black woman. I know when to be quiet. Go ahead and talk. These doggone women came up here and said some stuff we needed to hear. Go ahead. Well, you need it.
I was taught to respect my elders and not talk back, so I can't combine you. So, with that being said, thank you guys for joining us today for marketing training. You have an amazing day, and as Antonio T. Smith Jr. always says, you can plant better, you can dominate.
All right, y'all.
Love you more, Phil.